spend your Saturday mornings with me. I promise to do my absolute best to give you a wave of anyone. Spent a very long time preparing this presentation and the things that I'll be showing you over the next 90 minutes or so. And I'm just so excited. I've been able to talk about a lot of the stuff that you guys are going to see over the last 2 years. So I've been, the majority of my work has been on stuff that I haven't been able to talk about. And so it's been crushing me to not be able to share this stuff with you. And today is finally the day. So I'm very excited for it. So officially, welcome to my $100 million Leads book launch event. Woo! All right. So drop a quick party hat in the chat if you're as pumped as me. There we go. There we go. I know Helen is, I know Dean is, I know Kenny is, I know Aaron is, I know Jordan is, and I know Igor is, I know Robin is, I know Paige is, I know Caleb is, I know Adam is. All right, sweet. So what are we gonna do today? I'm gonna show you how to advertise anything to anyone and get as many leads as you darn well please. But before I get into any of that stuff, for those of you who do not know who I am, because I know we have over 100,000 of you here who've actually never seen my stuff before. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Lauch. As my day job, I run a portfolio of 13 companies under our holding company, acquisition.com. As my side hustle, I make free content on the internet to help entrepreneurs start and grow their businesses. And I do it so that I can someday invest in their companies and grow them. Because growing companies is how I actually make my money. To give you an idea, let me tell you something absolutely insane. I was able to take home more in a year than the CEO of McDonald's, IKEA, Ford, Motorola, and Yahoo combined as a kid in his 20s and have continued to for over half a decade. And in 2021, sold 3 companies, 2 of them at a $46.2 million valuation in an all-cash deal, which resulted in a $100 million net worth by age 32. And no one was more surprised than me. And so me expressing that fact will create envy in some, anger in others, skepticism in most, confusion in old people, and inspire a select few. And you are who I made this presentation for. It's also why my wife and I made it our mission to make real business education accessible for everyone. Cool? Great. So now you're all caught up. But you're not here for my story, you're here to take the next step in yours. So here's my promise to you guys today. I can show you how to get strangers to want to buy your stuff. And I want to be clear, the lead getting strategies I share with you today work for real estate, medical, auto, homeowners, insurance, healthcare, local businesses, home services, financial services, consumer services, software, apps, e-learning, online businesses, e-commerce, and anything that sells stuff to anyone. And I know they work because I use them in our portfolio companies today, which include software, local business, e-commerce, consumer services, medical services, professional services, home services, and more. So I know this works from experience and not theory, which brings up one of my favorite quotes from L.H. Hardwick. A man with an experience is never at the mercy of a man with an opinion. So with that being said, let's begin. $100 million leads, how to get strangers to want to buy your stuff. So first things first, for those of you who do know me, I want to address the elephant in the room. Is Alex going to finally sell us something? Has anyone else been wondering this? Because it's been 2 years, and the only thing I've made available for purchase is a Kindle book for $1.99. So I can't tell you the answer to that yet. You'll have to stay and find out. But what I can tell you is, at the end of the presentation, we will be exporting the list of every single person here live to give you the special project that I've been working on for 4 years. And I can't tell you what it is yet. You'll find out in a moment. But what I can tell you is, it's more than a gift card, it's less than a Tesla, and every single person here live today will get one for free. And you will be the only people who get one. And I did it this way so that next time I say, be there, it'll be worth it, anyone not here will believe me because I gave them proof that I keep my promises. And to the same degree, as we dive in, I don't expect you to take my word for how good the opportunity I'm about to share with you is. I want to prove it to you. So let me explain. So when I see stuff like this, it bothers me, right? You see books that say how to market a book, And you can look, there's 14 reviews on it. So I don't need to read the book to know that the book doesn't contain contents that know how to market a book, because I have evidence in the real world that the contents of the book are not effective. I don't need to read it. I already know it isn't good. And it's kind of like a dentist with bad teeth, or somebody claiming they can help you grow your social media following with less than 100 followers, right? You should walk the walk if you're gonna talk the talk. In fact, I'd argue that the walk is the only talk that matters. And so a lot of what I do is somewhat meta, meaning I'm trying to both show and tell at the same time. So for example, my first book, $100 Million Offers, answered the question, what do I sell? Answer, so good, an offer is so good, people feel stupid saying no. It demonstrated the concept it outlined, creating a grand slam offer. It was high value, it included a free course with no opt-in, which today has over 1 million views, which was high value, with a low price relative to what it delivered, and a high price to value discrepancy. $100 Million Offers is itself a grand slam offer, using the value equation as its guiding star. And 2 years later, it's still number one in every category it's listed, with over 15,000 5 stars. It helped Alessio go from 45,000 a month to 170,000 a month. It helped Attilio go from 10,000 a month to 45,000 a month. It helped Scott 10x his business from 5,200 a month to 53,000 a month. And Tanner get his first business started and get to 5,000 a month from zero as a kid in his 20s. And if you want the bigger numbers, it helped Antoine go from 50,000 a month to 750,000 a month. And the zillions of other real stories who use the stuff in $100 Million Offers to start or grow their businesses. So I can feel confident saying its success became its own proof. Its content works. And so after releasing that book in July of 2021, I wanted to use the next 24 months leading up to this event as one thing: proof. Proof that the stuff that I show in $100 Million Leads actually works. To get leads today in the real world, and it'll work for you too. Because I wasn't born with a 5 million person audience. This was only 24 months ago on YouTube. And this is today. And this was 24 months ago on my podcast, a completely different platform. And this is today. And I did this spending only 2 days per month dedicated to advertising, with the rest of my time running our portfolio. In fact, during this time, within the first 24 months, our portfolio companies on average 2.8x revenue and 4.7x profit. Meaning you can still do the stuff that grows your company without spending all your time getting leads. You just need to do it better. And I wanted to use this event as my own evidence for the book. I used all 8 methods, which I'll explain shortly, to advertise the book. I did it with the sole purpose to show that they work to advertise anything to anyone, period. So I used all the methods in the book to advertise the book itself. Because if you know what you're doing, you don't need a lot of time. You just need to do the right stuff the right way. But knowing what to do is the hardest part. Again, which is why we've dedicated our huge resources to this mission, to make real business education accessible for everyone. And I'm gonna do my darndest to live up to that ideal for you guys today. That is my promise. So I'm gonna deliver to 2 types of people today. Type 1, for people who need to put their oxygen mask on and take care of themselves and their family. I promise you, I will help you get closer to that today for free, period. So you're gonna wanna stay until the end, because I'm gonna deliver on that big time. And I'm saying until my absolute last breath. Believe me when I say it, we're gonna be on a twisty and turny road today. It'll be fun. And for group 2, for those of you who are in a position to help me pay it forward, I'm gonna show you how it's in your self-interest to help me help everyone else. And if you decide to join me, I'll show you how we can accomplish both our missions together. Because at the end of the day, no one's gonna save you. Life is not a bedtime story. The cavalry isn't coming. You're it. So you gotta learn this stuff, period. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get some leads. So let's zoom all the way out. Who here would like to start or grow their business bigger than it currently is? Let me know in the chat. Great. Otherwise, this would have been a very short presentation. So rather than talk about all the ways that we could grow it, I want to take the reverse approach. How could you guarantee that you'd shrink or never grow to begin with? Answer, tell no one about your stuff. And if no one knows about your stuff, we can be pretty sure they aren't going to buy it. We laugh, but some of you are doing this right now. So let's assume that you already have something to sell, amazing, valuable thing. If more people find out about it, do you make more money? Yes. So here's a writer-downer. All else being equal, when you double your leads, you double your business. Sometimes it really is that simple. There's a reason these companies hit billions almost overnight. They had already advertised enough to build that size company. They just needed to make an offer. And that's great for them, but what if you're in the reverse situation? You have an offer and no one to give it to. Then you need to let them know about your stuff. In other words, you need to advertise. Bottom line, advertising is important because if no one knows about your stuff, no one buys it. But there's another huge reason getting leads is so important for entrepreneurs. If you always know how to get more leads, it gives you endless chances to get it right. And as much as I could keep hitting this point, I figured I might as well give you a sneak peek of what's inside the book. So I'm going to read the first page to you. Is that all right? You guys mind on that? All right. You have to sell stuff to make money. It seems simple enough, but everyone tries to skip to the make money part. It doesn't work. I tried. You need all the pieces. You need the stuff to sell and offer. You need people to sell it to, leads. Then you got to get all those people to buy it, sales. Once you put all those in place, then you can make money. My first book, $100 Million Offers, covers the first step and gives you the stuff. It answers the age-old question, what should I sell? Answer, an offer so good, people feel stupid saying no. But strangers can only buy your stuff if they know you exist. This takes leads. Leads mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but most agree that they're the first step to getting more customers. In simpler terms, it means they've got the problem to solve and the money to spend. If you're reading this book, you already know that leads don't magically appear. You need to go get them. More precisely, you need to help them find you so they can buy your stuff. And the best part is, you don't have to wait. You can force them to find you. You do that through advertising. Advertising, the process of making known, lets strangers know about the stuff you sell. If more people know about the stuff you sell, then you sell more stuff. If you sell more stuff, then you make more money. Having lots of leads makes it hard to be poor. Advertising lets you have a terrible product and still make money. It lets you be terrible at sales and still make money. It lets you make a ton of mistakes and still make money. In short, having this skill gives you endless chances to get it right. And in the unforgiving world of business, second chances are hard to come by. So you might as well load up. Advertising is a skill worth having. And this book, $100 Million Leads, shows you exactly how to do it. So, here's what I'm going to do in our short time together. Number one, share a few breakthrough experiences I had when learning how to advertise that saved my businesses. You will get my lesson without my scar. Two, give you guys a bunch of money-making stuff. This one, I can promise. You will, trust me. Three, invite you to join me on my mission of making real business education accessible for everyone. And four, get out of your way so you can tear off the wrapping paper and dig into my last 4 years of work. Cool? Great. So here's a visual of our journey together. Let's start with the first way that you get leads, warm outreach. So here's how I learned it. So here I am, a defense contractor, top secret clearance. I'm 21 years old. I'm not happy with my work. I wanted to start a business, but I was too chicken. Maybe some of you guys are in this boat. So I decided to start a fitness nonprofit because I liked fitness, but I was still afraid to charge money. And if I failed at a nonprofit and still had my job, it wouldn't hurt my status, right? Safe bet. But I wanted people who participated to have some skin in the game so they'd still care and try. I called it the Free Training Project. This is my actual old site. I was able to find it. So the premise was simple. People would donate $500 to $1,000 to the charity of their choice, and I would train them online for no compensation. And I'd give them nutrition, workouts, a weekly eating out guide, and answer questions in between. And that idea was all great, except I had no customers. So I reached out to everyone on my friends list one-on-one, and I asked if they knew anyone who'd be interested. I was like, hey, do you know anybody who's looking to get in shape? And out of thousands of them, six said yes. So they donated, I trained them, and months later, they got results. I still have the first 6 to this day. Eventually, I wanted to make this a real business, but they were paying a charity and not me. So I asked them to start paying me directly. I was the charity now, and a few did. And that's how I advertised to start my first business using warm outreach, AKA reaching out to people who know you one-on-one. And learning to advertise this way saved me from a career I didn't enjoy and got me started on my entrepreneurial journey. You can look at the difference in my facial expression between these two pictures. These are only a few months apart. You can see how much this meant to me. So that's how I learned warm outreach. Here's how I used it for this book. The cool part about warm outreach is no matter how advanced you get, you still use it. For example, I reached out to some of my buddies privately and asked them to come to my book launch event, and they're here with us now. And whether you're getting your first 5 customers, your next 5 customers, or you're launching a new product in a division of a company, it often starts the same way, with warm outreach. And the best part is you can start using it the moment you get off this presentation today. So that's how I learned it. Here's how I used it for this book. Oh, sorry. Here's how I used it for the book. Here's where you can use it today. So warm outreach works on email, phone call, direct messages, physical mail, voicemails, carrier pigeons, anything where you talk to people one-on-one, all right, on platforms like these. So that's where you can use it today. Now let's talk about the second way to get leads, posting free content. So here's how I learned it. Now after I had some customers, I wanted more. But I didn't know how because I had already messaged my entire contact list. So I made a post. So here was my first ever public advertisement. You can see it, April 9th, 2013, Baltimore, Maryland. That's where I'm from. Everyone, for those of you who know me, you know 2 things. 1, I am terrible with all things technological. For example, I just heard about Spotify a few weeks ago, seriously. 2, I love training, nutrition, and fitness more than, well, a whole lot. So today is sort of special because it marks a day where my love of training vanquished, see me being fancy here, vanquished my fear of technology. What do I mean? For the better part of a year, I've been taking part in a free personal training project with the idea that I would give away free personal training to anyone who was willing to give some of their $500 to $1,000 to a cause of their choice. This way, they wouldn't have to be motivated by the same thing as me, but be motivated to give to their cause and benefit themselves. When I first introduced the idea, I was happily surprised with the amount of positive support I received. So almost a year from my first client, I now have a website to formally show you some of the transformations that have gone underway using my programming and as a formal means of contacting me about signing up. I currently have a few slots open in my roster, so drop me a quick note. If you're interested, thanks so much. Take a quick second to check out the ridiculous transformations. And unlike before, I now had some proof I could advertise. So I started making posts about what I was doing with my clients with some fitness content in between. So on the left, you can see some of the fitness content, and on the right, you can see some of the testimonials. And from that content and those testimonials, over the next month, I messaged anyone who interacted with any post I had and asked them if they wanted help. And that gave birth to the Body Forward Skinny to Swole project. You can see the date there. And I signed up 20 guys at $200 a month, which equated to $4,000 a month. Learning how to advertise through making content allowed me to eat in the early days between my job and before I started my first gym. Learning to get leads through posting saved me from a life I didn't want and gave me the resources that I needed to learn more. Now, what I didn't know is that I had unknowingly stumbled on the second way you can advertise, posting content. AKA, you post content to people who know you one-to-many. So that's how I learned it. Here's how I used it for this book. So we recorded content months prior to the launch and planned it out, and this was our actual calendar. So you can see, I had 17 shorts filmed, I had 6 long forms filmed, we had 143 total posts, 143 total lead posts, 2,200 total posts, and that was across Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Threads, all right? And I want to pause here because I think this is an important lesson that it took me too long to figure out, which is that if you do have an audience or you do start posting content, if you do want to start promoting something, you don't want to just stop posting the stuff that your entire audience is there for and then only start talking about your thing. You keep talking about your thing as much as you were before and then start your promotions on top of that, which means you actually need to do even more during that period of time if you want to promote something. And I think this is one of the big mistakes that a lot of people make when they are trying to promote something to an audience. And so combining the leads post with the content post, this is over 300 pieces per week. And here are the resulting impressions from those posts. Over 400 million impressions. And we use the same content framework in every post to maximize the likelihood that we hook, retain, and reward people for clicking, consuming, and coming back. That is the hook, retain, reward framework. You'll see it again. And that resulted in 194,000 registrations. So almost half of you guys here today. And here's the craziest thing. If you were to pay for those CPMs at $20 each, that's $3 million a month in free advertising. That's how powerful this is. So that's how I used it for this book. Here's how you can use it today. So the fact that I got my first customers from organic content then and built the following that we have now is why I can tell you that it worked then and it works now. And although the platforms may change, the principles remain the same. And like anything, you can scale this from 1 post a week to 250 posts a week. So you can do this in tiny amounts or huge amounts, it works the same. And here are some examples of platforms available to do this on today. You got YouTube Shorts, YouTube Longs, podcasts, SiriusXM, radio, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram Stories, Instagram Reels, Instagram Posts, Twitter, and more. So let's talk about the third way to get leads, running paid ads. So here's how I learned it. Now back to our story. Once I had clients from posting content, I wanted more. Noticing a recurring theme here. So I started shadowing at a gym. The gym owner, Sam, didn't use any paid advertising. He used a method called Groupon to get new customers. Some of you younger lads might not remember this, but some of the older folks in the room will. After watching how it worked, I was convinced I could do the same thing and launch my own gym. So right before I left his gym to start my own, I remember calling a mentor. I said, okay, so here's how it works. You get 100 people who buy your Groupon every month for $39. And from there, you get 40 of them to stay for $150 a month. So you get paid to get new customers. And every month, you add another $6,000 per month in recurring revenue. He was like, I'm not sure it's gonna be that easy, but you have my blessing. So I went out, signed my first lease, and started my Groupon. But nothing happened. Crickets. So here I am freaking out that I just signed my life away with no way to get leads. And here's the part of the story that many of my audience don't know. So I was actually supposed to have a partner at my first location. And 2 weeks before our location was supposed to open, he said, hey, we should go to this marketing seminar. It costs $3,000. They guarantee that if you don't make 10 grand by the end of the weekend, they'll give your money back. And despite being quite broke, I obviously said I could use 10 grand, let's go. And so over those 2 days, I didn't make 10 grand. But I did learn about this thing called paid Facebook ads. Then when I got back from that workshop, something unexpected happened. We broke up. My partner backed out of the partnership. So I had to use the rest of my savings to pay his half to open the gym. So here I am sleeping on the floor with no clients. I overran and I have 1 month saved up. So I put up the ugliest ad you've ever seen, just like I had learned at the workshop. I'm looking for 5 local residents to take place in a free 6-week challenge. You must let us use your before and after pictures in our marketing in exchange for the program. Click the link to sign up. No images, no videos, no frills, just words, all caps. And it worked. I signed up 29 members before I opened in a city I knew no one. I actually ended up sending this picture to my father to show him that I was doing something good. And funny enough, the cash I collected from them was exactly enough to pay my rent. I still remember the business account going to 0 at the end of the month. Woof. But the next month, I spent more money on ads and got more customers. And then more. And learning how to run ads allowed me to start my gym in Huntington Beach on my own, without a partner, without savings, without knowing anyone. And if I had not learned how to run paid ads on a random weekend, I would not be standing in front of you today. Truly. If I hadn't learned how to get leads, my gym would have gone under in less than a month because I only had a month saved up. And I would have had to go back to this job as a failure, and that would have sucked. Simply put, learning to run paid ads gave me the ability to survive long enough to figure out what I was doing. And just like that, I had learned the third way that you can let other people know about your stuff. Paid ads, AKA letting strangers know one-to-many. So that's how I learned them. Here's how I used it for this book. So for this book launch, we ran paid ads on these platforms: YouTube Shorts, YouTube Longs, Facebook, Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories, Instagram Posts, and TikTok. And I followed the exact steps in this book so that you could all go back and look at them as examples to model. I wrote these simple ads using this simple 3-step framework from the book, the what, who, when framework. I go into very deep description of every aspect of how you can script an ad and how you can get endless variations with one framework. And then these ads got these results. We spent $275,000, we got 137,000 of you here, and our cost per lead was about $2. And I pushed them to this simple landing page, which I got directly from the book. This is layout number 2. And it had a 55% opt-in rate, for those of you who know what that is. Are you guys seeing how I use the stuff in the book to advertise the book itself? You guys getting that? Get some hands on the screens? You guys getting that? All right. AKA proof that this stuff works. So that's how I used it for this book. Here's how you can use it today. You can use it on all these platforms: Hulu, radio, LinkedIn, TikTok, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, podcasts, and more. And the best part is, if you know what you're doing, you can immediately start using paid ads to get leads for your business today. They are the fastest way to get more leads, especially if you're like I was, with no one knowing you, like I was in Huntington Beach when I started, right? And they work even if you have no following, and you can start with as little as a few dollars a day, and you can scale them as much as you want. For example, today, across our portfolio, we spend more than $1 million per week in ads. And a lot of people try and make it sound complicated. They're not. They only make them sound complicated because they don't understand them well enough yet to explain them simply. I'm gonna say that again. People only make ads sound complicated because they don't understand them well enough to make them simple. Because once you do understand them, they're easier than you think. So that's pretty much what I did for a while. I kept posting content, I kept reaching out to folks, and running paid ads. And that's how I scaled my gyms. And was able to eventually sell my locations. And that's when I started my next company, Lauch, our licensing business, when everything went really right. For context, over the next 4 years, we took out $40 million in owner distributions. And then, something terrible happened. And it went really wrong, really fast. And so I was forced to get a new way to get leads. Which brings us to the 4th way to get leads: cold outreach. So here's how I learned it. So whoosh, it's 2020, and I hit puberty again. And now I've scaled and sold my gyms. I'm now scaling Lauch, a gym licensing company, using all the methods that I've discussed so far. But all of a sudden, COVID hits. And 100% of my customers aren't allowed to do business. So here's what happened. Month 1, 15% of gyms permanently close. By month 6, another 15% of gyms permanently close. Meaning 30% of all gyms are forever out of business, with the rest seriously struggling. My clients are scared, my employees are scared, my ads are failing, and somehow I have to figure out a way to get more customers, and I'm not really sure what to do. So one morning I wake up early and check my Instagram, and I see a new message. It says, "Hey Alex, Kale told me you guys don't need salesmen anymore, so my offer got pulled. I quit my job to accept it. I'm super honored you considered me. I hope you consider me again next time you have openings." I scrolled up in the conversation. I was the one who had told him to apply. I felt horrible. So I messaged him. I was like, "You on?" And he was. So we hopped on a call. Here's how the conversation went. So he said he worked at a gym software company doing $10 million a month. I was like, holy cannoli. I was like, okay, well, how do you guys get clients? He's like, oh, we're 100% outbound. I was like, huh. So then I asked him, what was that offer that Kale pulled? He's like, oh, I was going to be a closer. And I was like, huh. Well, you think you could do that outbound stuff here? And he was like, yeah, I can do it. I'm confident I can make it profitable in 90 days. So I said, deal. I'll front you the time and the money to spin this up. And so I hired him, and we built an outbound machine together. And so here's what happened over the next few months. September, the first month, 0 sales, Zipola, nothing. October, 2 sales. December, 4 sales. January, 6 sales. February, 10 sales. March, 14 sales. April, 20 sales. May, 30 sales and $480,000 in monthly revenue. Cold outreach saved Lauch during its hardest time, during COVID. And it was pivotal in making it a sellable company that didn't rely on my face and keep growing. To this day, the company is up 45% from when I sold, with outbound equating to over 50% of sales. Learning to advertise with cold outbound kept my company alive. And that's how I learned cold outreach, which is simply privately letting people know who don't know you about your stuff, AKA advertising one-to-one to strangers. So that's how I learned it. Here's how I used it for this book. So I reached out to people to ask to be on their podcast to speak about the book. I was like, hey, can I be on your podcast? And they're like, you sure can. And this is actually a more advanced move combining 2 types of advertising, which I'll get to later. But if you see a boatload of podcasts come out after the book is out, that's where many of them came from. So that's how I used it for the book. Here's how you can use it today. You can knock on 100 doors, you can send 100 DMs, you can make 100 calls, you can leave 100 voicemails. All you gotta do is get a way to contact them, figure out what to say, contact them until they're ready and able to listen. That's it. And you can do it on all these platforms: SMS, DMs, emails, LinkedIn Messenger, Instagram Messenger, Twitter Messenger, voicemail, physical mail, and of course, carrier pigeons. And you can start with a tiny budget. All you need is time, a way to contact people, and knowing what to say when they reply. That's all you need. And you can scale all the way up using other people's time and automation. And the best part is, you get to pick who you reach out to. You pick your own leads. So you can make sure that you only reach out to the most qualified, perfect fit, highest value targets. For example, if you only want to reach out to hedge fund managers over $1 billion in assets under management, you can do that. For context, within our portfolio, we do a total of 15,000 plus reach outs per day. And generate zillions, that's the actual number, zillions of engaged leads per day as a result. As a fun proof point, Gym Lauch has spoken to, not reached out to, spoken to 25,000 gym owners. So I'm being clear, they've gotten on the phone with 25,000 gym owners in an industry of only 150,000 gyms and health clubs. All right, that's 1 out of 6 of all gyms. And that's how you can know this stuff works. So now you know the 4 methods of advertising, which I call the core 4. They're the only 4 ways you can let other people know about your stuff. Core 4 number 1, warm outreach. Core 4 number 2, posting free content. Core 4 number 3, running paid ads. Core 4 number 4, cold outreach. But the natural question is, are there other ways to advertise? And the answer is yes and no. You, on your own, cannot advertise in other ways, but other people can for you. And I call those people the 4 lead getters. You've got customers, employees, agencies, and affiliates. And lead getters, using the core 4, complete the advertising cycle. For example, let's say you post free content to tell people about your stuff and get customers who then tell other people about your stuff using warm outreach, and you get more customers. Or let's say you run paid ads to tell people about your stuff and get affiliates who then tell other people about your stuff by posting free content to their audiences, and you get more customers. And so the most efficient way to advertise is to let other people do it on your behalf, because only 2 people can let strangers know about the stuff you sell: you and other people. And there are more of them than there are of you. And I can explain the insane power of lead getters with one simple comparison. On one hand, you can do the core 4 all day, every day to get leads. Your work is high, your leads are low, and your leverage is lowest. On the other hand, you can get one person to get an army of lead getters to do the core 4 for you. So your work is now low, your leads are high, and your leverage is highest. In other words, in the second scenario, you work way less, but you get 4 times the leads. And that's the insane power of lead getters. And once you know how to harness them, you can get as many leads as you darn well please without spending your time on it. It's how our portfolio generates 20,000 plus leads per day without me doing any advertising for them to get leads. To be clear, I advertise to get portfolio companies, but I don't advertise for my portfolio companies to get customers. And that's leverage. The difference between what you put in and what you get out. And that's how you build a $100 million leads machine. The same one that got 500,000 plus of you amazing individuals here today. And I don't have time to explain the other 4 lead getters in detail. But let me at least give you the gist. You don't do lead getters. You do the core 4 to get them. And then they do the core 4 on your behalf. So let me give you a couple examples. So first and simplest, you have customers who then get you other customers. It's how my last book sold 467,000 copies with $0 in paid ads. So real quick, who here heard about this event from someone else or because you read the last book? Drop a thumb in the chat. Give me some thumbs. Who here came for that? Came because of that reason? Bernie did, Nicholas did, Javier did, William did, Charles did, Nicholas, another Nicholas, Suzanne. All right, great. This referral stuff works. Then you've got employees who do the core four on your behalf, which is how Hormozi Media, our team, made the 143 book posts of content and 2,200 plus pieces in the last 6 weeks. So real quick, how many of you guys saw content about this event? Drop a thumb in the chat. Who here came from content rather than because you read the last book or someone told you to? Great. Tyron, Jacob. This team stuff works. Then you've got agencies who post content, run ads, or do outreach on your behalf. That's who actually click the button, since we don't actually run ads for our holding company. We're a holding company, we don't actually transact. And so we had an agency run the ads on our behalf. So real quick, who here heard about this event from paid ads that you saw? Paid ads, is that what made you click and come in? Click a thumb or drop a thumb in the chat. Santiago, Marguerite, Jawad, all right. Vaughn, there we go. Great, that's how you can know that this stuff works today. So then you've got affiliates who do the core four to their audience on your behalf, which is how we had 23,722 affiliates post content, run ads, and email their lists about this event. Real quick, who here heard about this event from another business? Drop a thumb in the chat. Greg, Arika, Raphael, Lauren, Robbie, Mona. So for the many of you who are here because someone else referred you from another business, thank you. Over 104,361 of you are here from affiliates. And that's how you can know this affiliate stuff works. And the result of using the core four and the four lead getters is proof. Everyone here today. And that's how you can know this stuff works, and it'll work for you. Okay, so far in this presentation we covered, you make more money when more people find out about your stuff. When you double your leads, you double your business. There are only two types of people who can get you leads, you and other people. We talked about the core four, why these companies hit billions overnight, AKA advertising. We talked about warm reach outs. We talked about posting content. We talked about the hook, retain, reward framework. We talked about how I use paid ads for this book. We talked about the best landing page templates. We talked about how I learned cold outreach. We talked about how to get leverage with lead getters. We talked about how I used customer referrals to get even more leads. And how we used our team to get even more leads. And how we used advertising agencies to get even more leads. And how we used affiliates to get even more leads. And that's how you know this stuff works, and it'll work for you. After all, warm outreach worked to get my first customers. Posting content worked to make enough for me to quit my job. Paid ads worked to keep my gym from failing before it even began and even eventually grew. Cold outreach worked to save gym launch during COVID and made it a sellable business. Referrals worked to explode $100 million offers. Employees worked to make the content to promote this event. Agency worked to run the ads for this event. And 23,722 affiliates worked to advertise this book event to get 104,361 of you here. Can you see how knowing how to get leads can give you the freedom to pursue the business or life you want? Can you see how learning to use these 8 advertising methods can 2x, 5x, 100x your business? Can you see how learning how to get leads on demand gives you endless chances to figure it out? In short, can you see why advertising, aka knowing how to get leads, is a skill worth having? And this skill may just be the bridge between where you are and wherever you want to go. It has been for me. Great. So here's what I know. Even if we had a full day together instead of just 90 minutes, it's going to be hard, almost impossible for me to give you all that I could give you. No matter how good anyone is, one 90-minute presentation isn't going to change your life. You need more than that. And while everything I've given you today is valuable, it's just the tip of the iceberg. And if you like what I've shared with you so far, you'll love what I have for you next. You see, before today, I was faced with one of two choices. The first option was to part ways with you and then just hope that you on your own would figure it out. My second option was I could take a more active role and responsibility for your success and create a win-win situation. I chose the second option. The result of working 6 hours a day for 2 years, everything I know about generating 100 million plus a year in sales, everything I know about getting leads from a decade of advertising. And so it's with great pleasure to introduce you to the $100 million lead system. With this system, You will wield all 8 methods as a master of advertising, getting leads on command at prices your competition would drool over. So here's what you guys are gonna get. This is about to get bananas, so just buckle up. That's my warning, that's my disclaimer before we rock and roll here. If you're someone who doesn't get enough replies or opt-ins, or your web pages don't convert, or people don't trust you enough to buy, or your leads just plain old cost too much, then pay attention, this is for you. Lead magnet mastery. All right, now you might be wondering, what's a lead magnet? A lead magnet is a complete solution to a narrow problem. It's the free thing you give away before your paid thing so you can get more people to buy. Here's how it'll make you money. Let's say you sell widgets. All right, if you go up to 100 people on the street and say, hey, buy my widget, maybe one of them will buy. Everyone else will say, pound sand, I don't know who you are. I don't trust you. Now let's introduce a lead magnet before your core offer. So you go up to the same 100 people and say, hey, can I give you some value for free? Can I solve this problem for you for free? A greater percentage of those people will say, yeah, you can solve that problem for me. And now with that bigger pool of people that you have now gained trust and solved a problem for you, say, hey, I solved that first problem, but now you've got this second problem. Let me solve that for you in exchange for money. And then more than one of those people will say yes. Making a lead magnet the right way can 2x, 5x, sometimes 10x the leads that you have while adding value to the marketplace. This is a big part I think people miss about lead magnets, is that, of course, when you have the right lead magnet, you make way more sales. But what people miss is that you actually also provide goodwill to the marketplace, because 99% of people are never gonna buy from you. And that's okay, that's how it works. But they are the ones who will build your reputation. And so if you provide free value to the marketplace, you build your reputation while also making more sales. And that's the secret power of lead magnets. Now, to show how powerful this is, I personally took on a group of 10 businesses on my software, Alan, to implement the lead magnet system. They were in chiropractic, online fitness, dental, physical therapy, in home services, in real estate, and even float tanks. And here are their actual numbers from implementing the system. All right, so you can see 1 through 10. You can see at the bottom, we had some stragglers, we had some people who didn't do very much, and you can see at the top, we had some people who did a lot. Each company who fully adopted the new lead magnet exploded in revenue and growth. In fact, in the first 90 days, each business went from 0 to $6,000 a month in additional revenue, to month 2, $19,000 a month in additional revenue, to month 3, $34,000 a month in additional revenue. So the average business went up by month 3 to $34,972 on average, and that included the folks that did nothing. So you could say this worked. And so here's what Lead Magnet Master will show you how to do. Step 1, figure out the best problem to solve. All right, this is probably one of the biggest mistakes people make when they're picking lead magnets. They're actually solving the wrong problem. There are problems you solve that get people to buy, and there are problems to solve that waste your time. You gotta pick the right ones. Second, figure out how to solve it. Third, figure out how to deliver it. Fourth, test what to name it. Because if they don't like what you name it, they're never gonna consume it to begin with. Which brings it to number 5, which is make it easy to consume, because they don't consume it, they're not gonna give value. If they don't give value, they're not gonna buy. Step 6, make it darn good. There's a specific way that I approach lead magnets that make them better and increase their perception of value that can dramatically change the buy rates afterwards. And then finally, step 7, make it easy for them to tell you they want more. This sounds crazy, but step 7 is actually the number 1 thing that people miss when they are making lead magnets, and why they give a lead magnet away and then no one buys. In fact, this system alone permanently 17 extra applications at acquisition.com in 3 months. So this is 2022. So I already still had a lot of traffic. We had a relatively big audience even last year. And this was when he introduced a new lead magnet using this. And I was already doing millions a month before discovering this new way that 17x my leads. All right, so for you, do you think you could at least double your lead flow overnight? Probably. For me, the system cost me $23,712 in development and 3 months of test to figure out the hard, slow, and expensive way. But I want to save you the 3 months of trial and error and the $23,712. It took me to learn this and just give you the fast, cheap, and easy way. Is that cool? This is so valuable, you can literally do nothing else I show you. Just use Lead Magnet Mastery and double your leads tomorrow. Which I value today at only a fraction of my investment of time and money at $997. So that's the first thing you're gonna get. Now, I've got more. If you haven't started your business yet, or you wanna start a side hustle, or you're about to launch a new project, or you have less than 20 customers, then pay attention, I made this for you. The first 5 clients framework. Here's how it'll make you money. Let's say you wanna get leads for a new thing on a $0 budget. You're gonna want a way to advertise that's reliable, low risk, repeatable, and low cost. And warm outreach is the single advertising method that best meets these requirements. So if you need to get customers, this is the fastest, cheapest, and most certain way to get them. And using warm outreach the right way will get you the first 5 customers that you need to start the business, quit the job, or launch the new product. In fact, Alexis used the principles from First 5 Clients Framework to start her first online business and got her first 3 customers in her first month. And then got 3 more customers the next month. And then got 3 more customers the next month. And then she used some of the more advanced stuff that I'm going to show you in a second and went from 3 customers per month to 3 customers a week. And the best part is the First 5 Clients Framework works no matter what you sell. So here's what it'll show you how to do. Step 1, get your list. Step 2, pick the right platform. Step 3, personalize your message. Step 4, reach out. So I'll give you the exact scripts, the exact openers, the things that we do, the ACA framework that we've used to massage customers and prospects to get them to want to buy. Step 6, get them to invite their friends. Step 7, how to make the easiest offer in the world. This is the one that everyone wants to say yes to, and especially if you're starting out, I'll just give it to you. That way people say yes to you on the first shot. Step 8, how to get the most from your leads, which is there's 3 ways you can monetize leads. I'll show you all 3. 9, how much, and when to start charging, especially when you're starting out. Getting the right price and knowing when to start charging someone and how much is one of the most confusing parts. I'll show you a step-by-step process that works every time. And step 10, I'll show you how to keep your list warm so it keeps bringing you leads month after month after month. This is step-by-step, the exact system that I used to get my first clients for free. All right, this system cost me 2 years of working a job I didn't love and 2 years of lost income to figure out the not fun way. So that's a picture of me 10 years ago. But I want to save you the 2 years it took me to figure it out and just give you the shortcut, AKA the fun way, so you can start tomorrow. And for many of you here today, this is the only thing you need to quit your job and start that business that you have been thinking about. And even though quitting your job and pursuing your dream is priceless, to make sure you can actually get started, I value the First 5 Clients Framework at only a fraction of my investment of time and money at $297. So here's what you get. You can get a lead magnet mastery so you can get way more leads than you currently are. You can get the First 5 Clients Framework so you can get your first 5 clients for free. Total value, $12.94. Now I want to talk to somebody else in the audience. If you're somebody who wants to build a personal brand, or you want to add boatloads of free media to your business, or build a warm audience, then I made this for you. The Hormozi Media Content Method. For the first time ever, we're opening up the kimono of what we actually did to build this brand. And so here's how posting content the right way makes you money. 1, it will grow your audience. As a natural consequence, when you grow your audience, you get more buyers. And here's the third one that people don't expect, is that when you do this, all other lead methods benefit. So let me explain. So let's say you use warm outreach or paid ads to get customers. Well, if someone clicks on an ad, a lot of us don't actually immediately buy. You click on an ad, and then you click the profile, you consume some content, you see if someone's legit, and then you go back and buy. And so if you have content there done the right way, you'll actually lift all other lead generation methods. You'll get way more leads for less money. And this is in addition to the people that actually come in from the content itself. For many of you, you can cut your lead cost in half while also growing your sales. And so here's what the Hormozi Media Content Method will show you how to do. Number 1, hook attention. Get them to notice your content. So I'll show you how we pick great topics. There's 5 buckets that I use every time that are completely unique to the individual, so you never have to look like another Mickey Mouse copy-paste person ever again. B, we looked at a 50-year meta-analysis of news headlines, the most viral news headlines that got shared the most. And rather than give you a formula, there are 7 timeless themes that humans respond to. And I'll show you how to put those themes into your headlines without having to follow some, cookie-cutter format. Which brings me to C, how to structure the content to get shared. Sometimes you can have the same content formatted differently, and then boom, it gets 100 times the views or reach. But once they notice your content, you got to get them to consume it. So you have to retain the attention. So I'll show you how to use lists, steps, and stories to keep people watching. And then finally, reward attention, which is satisfy the reason they consumed it to begin with. All right, how to keep promises elegantly, and this is the important part, at the right times. A lot of people keep promises too early or don't do it at all or keep the wrong promise. And if you do it the right way, you get a massive lift in the amount of people who share it. This is the exact system that I used to get from here to here and get almost half of everyone here today. And it took me 2 years to figure it out, and $150,000 a month in payroll. But I'm not gonna ask you for 2 years of your life and $3.6 million. I'm just gonna hand you the keys. This is literally what built my brand, my most valuable asset in 24 months. And it can help you build one too, which I value today at 1,000th of my investment of time and money at $1,997. So here's what you get. Number one is I'll show you how to cut your lead costs in half using lead magnet mastery. Number two, you're gonna get your first 5 clients so you can pick whatever platform you want to get customers on. You're gonna get the most immediate content method so you can build the brand that you want to have authority in whatever space you're in. Total value $32.91. Now let's say you're in the opposite situation. You never wanna be the face. You hate being on camera or making content. Or you hate the constantly changing platform algorithms, but you still wanna make consistent sales. Then I made this for you, the cold outreach playbook. So here's why cold outreach is awesome. Number one, you don't need to be good on camera. Number two, you don't need to make tons of content. Number three, your competition will never know what you're doing, so you can operate in secrecy. I told you earlier, there's a $10 million a month business in my space. I didn't even know they existed because they used outbound. 4, if you do enough volume, it becomes incredibly reliable. In short, once you have it going, you become very hard to stop. I already told you this playbook has been worth millions to me. Getting this advertising method going can 5x the value of your business. And now I use it across our portfolio to instantly and reliably grow their sales and value. And at the very least, once you implement it, you can sleep well at night knowing you'll always have leads. In fact, Miguel used the principles from Cold Outreach Playbook for his local business. He needed to get new customers, so he added in outbound, and within 90 days, he had his first $100,000 a month. All right, check out his revenue growth from Cold Outreach. So month 1, he was just doing his normal business, and then boom, he added in the Cold Outreach Playbook and doubled his business. And then the next month, he maintained his revenue thereafter. And you can see his comment there. And so here's what Cold Outreach Playbook will show you how to do. Step 1, get a way to contact them, get your leads. So I'll show you how to buy lists, how to scrape lists using software, and how to manually assemble lists if you're dead broke. Step 2, I'll show you how to know what to say. All right, so the exact voicemail scripts that we use, the exact email scripts that we use, the exact follow-up scripts that we use, the exact DM scripts that we use, and the warm-up scripts. So how to personalize the messages at scale to get replies, and what to say when they reply, and how to convince strangers to take the next step. And then finally, step 3, contact them when they're ready and able to listen. So I'll show you how we automate delivery and automate distribution so that you can get way more replies for less effort, and the perfect follow-up sequence. I told you, do 15,000 reach outs a day. We know what the cadence is. I'll tell you what works best. In fact, this is the exact step-by-step process that we scaled during COVID as a gym company. So think about how ridiculous this is. That was the sales growth we had during COVID as a gym company. That's how reliable this is once you get it going. And it was the largest contributor to our $46.2 million exit during COVID. So if it was the missing link for us then, it can certainly work for you now, no matter what your economic condition is around you. And for me, the system cost me $150,000 in payroll and 6 months of tests to figure out the painful way. But I want to save you the 6 months of trial and error and the $150,000 it took me to learn this and just give you the winning lottery numbers. You just got to cash them in. You can literally ignore everything else I taught you today and use this to figure out the one message you need to send to make money and never worry about where you get your next sale from again. That's it. Which would be life-changing for you, but I value it today at a fraction of my investment of time and money at $1,997. So you're gonna get lead magnet mastery so that you can make banging lead magnets that people wanna buy from you after. You're gonna get the first 5 clients framework so that you can get your first 5 clients for free, even if you have no dollars right now. The most immediate content method that will help you build a brand that other people wanna pay you money to get in front of your audience for, that you can either choose not to, or you can sell them stuff on your own. The cold outreach playbook for people who don't want to be on camera but still make money. Total value $52.88. Now let's say you're the type of person who wants to get leads fast, Ricky Bobby style, and have a higher risk tolerance, and want a smaller team as you scale. Then you're going to love this. The paid ads playbook. Here's why they're awesome. They're the closest thing to legally printing money. They always work. It's just a matter of how well. You don't need to spend more time to get more reach. You just crank the spend. You don't need an audience or a reputation. You can test this with tiny budgets, and you can scale them with the fewest humans per dollar of revenue. And they're way, way, way simpler than people make them out to be. And despite my organic reputation, I made my fortune running ads. So believe me when I say that I understand where you're at if you don't have the life you want. This was my bank account on December 20th of 2016. This is not that long ago. And then I cracked paid ads. And 24 months later, this was my income after I expensed everything I can imagine. Cracking paid ads can be among the fastest changes in wealth you ever experience. If you get it right, it can 100x your business. For me, it 20,000x my bank account. It's probably because it was so low. So I feel qualified to speak on the topic and give you the secrets that most people don't teach. So here's what Paid Ads Playbook will show you how to do. Number one, know where to advertise. 99% of the time, people are just starting the wrong place. Number two, get the right audience to see it. I can promise you, if you get the right person to see your ads don't even have to be that good. Number three, make the best ad for them to see. And the nice thing is that humans have not changed. So you can follow the exact same process over and over again. Step four, get permission to contact them. Because at the end of the day, if they don't give you permission, there's nothing you can do from there. And this is the exact system I used to script every ad you saw over the past 6 weeks, which I followed to a T to demonstrate that it works. Here are the actual results from only one platform. So you can see here it's about $2 a lead. Just to give you some context, people who run events like this generally pay between $10 and $50 per lead. This is way less. And across all platforms, paid ads brought in 137,000 views a day. And in case you're curious, these ads converted the same prices to cold audiences. So with this, you'll be able to get way more, better, cheaper leads, faster, more reliably, period. So here's the deal. It took me half a decade to learn how to do this and another half a decade to perfect the system, and that was hard. But I want to save you the losing everything twice stage and the 5 years of sucking, for those of you who know my story, and just give you the cheat codes to get it right the first time. You could skip every other playbook and get one profitable paid ads campaign printing money and cover the investment for this entire system for the rest of your life. All right, which could create generational wealth for you, but I value today at only a fraction of my investment at $1,997. So you can get lead magnet mastery, so you can immediately get more leads from whatever platforms you're on. You get the first 5 client framework. You're gonna get the Hormozi Media Content Method, everything that we do, opening up the kimono to show you how to scale your business. The cold outreach playbook, so that you can get leads bulletproof. As long as you have a phone, as long as you have an internet connection, you can get customers. The paid ads playbook, which scales faster than any other way to get customers. Total value $72.85. Now let's say you're the type of person who loves building great products or wants to build something that lasts generations and love taking care of customers and prefer to grow with the highest profit margins possible. Then I get it, which is why I made this for you. The referral playbook. So what's a referral, you might ask? A referral happens when somebody, a referrer, sends an engaged lead to your business. Anyone can refer, but the best referrals come from your customers. So here's how it'll make you money. Referrals are both worth more and cost less, which is a dangerous combo for making money as a business. And here's why this matters. Imagine you have a 4-to-1 return on advertising. That means for every $1 you put in, you get $4 back. And then you use the referral playbook and get every customer to refer one more customer. So you go from 4-to-1 to 8-to-1. But in reality, those 4 would then get you another 4 into infinity. And this is how you make crazy profits. But at the end of the day, to grow forever, you just got to get more customers to refer than exit. That's it. And once you do that, you can grow as big as you want. In fact, this referral playbook generated $300,000 a week in sales for us at Gym Launch. The best part is we found out by accident when my ads got shut off for 2 weeks, and we still kept making sales. But after realizing it happened by accident, we reverse engineered what we had done and started doing it on purpose. I spent the next 6 months interviewing all the best businesses in our network. And I took pages of notes, and then recategorized them by topic, and then looked for common factors that they all had. And there were 6. And then we started implementing them in our locations. And like clockwork, we could triple how many people stayed and how many people they sent. And here's what the referral playbook will show you how to do. Step 1, figure out your referral percentage to churn percentage. All right, that is the ratio that we will optimize for the rest of this. Step 2, get more people to refer without asking them. All right, this is the result of those findings. All right, so I'll show you how to pick better customers, how to set better expectations, how to get more people better results, how to get them faster results, which is 2 aspects. One is actually getting faster results. The other is increasing their perception of speed. You can do both. How to keep making your stuff better. And how to tell them what to buy next. Because if they don't know what to buy next, you can be darn sure they're not going to do it. And step 3, get more people to refer by asking well. All right, and so what I'm going to give you is my 7 all-time best referral programs that you can implement to get leads tomorrow. All right, you can just copy and paste them. In fact, Vadim copy and pasted one of my referral programs into his business, and got 105 people, added 28,000 to his annual revenue for free. Because that's the beautiful thing about referrals. It costs nothing. While donating $2,500 to Toys for Tots and serving his community, which is my favorite way to do business. Do good and make good money, hand in hand. And this stuff works when you're starting out or when you're scaled all the way up. And rather than ask you to go through the hundreds of interviews and consulting process, I just want to give you the answers to the test. All right, you could literally do nothing else I showed you today. Run one of my 7 referral programs in this playbook and get customers tomorrow. All right, which on its own would cover the investment from this entire program, which would be life-changing for you, but I value today only a fraction of my investment of time and money at $997. So here's what you get. You get lead magnet mastery. You get the first 5 clients framework. You get multimedia content method. You get the cold outreach playbook. You get the paid ads playbook. You get the referral playbook. Total value, $82.82. Now, if you're the type of person who loves building relationships and you believe in expanding the size of the pie and finding win-win scenarios and want to create long-term allies on your entrepreneurial journey, then you're going to love this, the affiliate playbook. So what's an affiliate? An affiliate is a lead getter. They are an independent business that tells their audience to buy your stuff. Affiliates seem like referrals on the outside, but are much different under the hood. First, they have their own businesses and do their own advertising. Second, they agree to offer your stuff to get to their engaged leads in exchange for money, free stuff, or both. And so here's how affiliates make you more money. So consider these 2 scenarios. Scenario 1, you sell 10 customers per month worth $10,000 each. Your business grows to $100,000 per month. Now, mind you, you can change the zeros, all right? It doesn't really matter, but the concept remains the same. All right, assuming no other advertising, your business plateaus. In 12 months, you've made $1.2 million. Your leverage is low. Again, this could be $1,200, $12,000, $1.2 million, or $120 million. It doesn't matter, but the leverage of how you built it still remains low because you're the one getting customers. Now, let's look at scenario 2. You sell 10 affiliates per month, not customers. You sell 10 affiliates per month. And then each affiliate sells you 1 new customer per month for you. And so every month, you add another $100,000 of revenue on top of last month. So it looks like this. The first month, you get 10 affiliates to send you 10 customers. The next month, you get another 10 affiliates who send you another 10 customers for a total of 20 new customers. The next month, another 10 affiliates for a total of 30, sending you 30 customers. And affiliates keep sending you customers, and you keep growing. In 12 months, you've made $7.8 million, and it continues thereafter. The key point is that in both scenarios, you sell 10 humans per month. It's either you sell 10 customers per month, or you sell 10 affiliates per month. You guys see the difference? But only scenario 2 keeps growing month after month after month with the same work. Same work, more money, leverage high. Isn't scenario 2 better? That's a lot more money for the same work, and the best part is it's free. You just attach your offer to their offer and let them advertise for you. So for example, if I owned a massage studio, I might tell 6 corporations, I'll give all new employees a free massage, right? Free massage for every employee. Now, whenever they hire someone new, they send their employees to me, AKA free leads to me every month. And that's all it is. Anyone can do this, and it's 100% legal. So the affiliate playbook will show you how to, step 1, find your ideal affiliates. Step 2, make them a win-win offer, which is really key. If you noted for this event, the win-win is that the top affiliates, I would provide value to their audience rather than saying, hey, the top affiliates get a Lamborghini, which would not add value to their audience, right? You can structure a way that everyone wins, which is one of my favorite ways to use affiliates. Step 3, train them to sell your stuff, because if they don't know how to sell your stuff, they're going to say the wrong thing, and people have bad expectations. Step 4, figure out what to pay them. We paid tens of thousands of dollars at Gym Launch for a consultant to come in who only sets up affiliate payment compensation programs, and I'm going to give you everything they gave me. It's all they do. It's all yours. Step 5, get them advertising, because you got them to this point. Now they got to get you leads. And step 6, once they get you leads, you want to keep them getting you leads, so you keep them advertising. In fact, these were the actual sales numbers from the first full month of sales from our supplement company, Prestige Labs. So you can see there, 429,000. That was week 1. 383,000, 411,000, 404,000, with 0 paid ads using 100% affiliates. So if you're trying to add it up, it was $1.7 million per month. And the best part was they took care of the advertising and the selling for us. We just delivered the products. Now, this was the second time I tried to launch affiliates. The first time was a complete disaster. And it took me 2 years before I launched again, and this time I documented all the mistakes that I had made the first time. And since then, I've done $75 million in sales from affiliates between all our portfolio companies. And as a reminder that this works, today, This is the exact process I followed to get 23,722 affiliates who promoted this event. So you could skip every other section and only get one business to send you leads using this playbook and cover the entire investment for this system for good, which would transform your entire business and maybe your life, but I value today only a fraction of my investment time and money at $1,997. So you will get lead magnet mastery, which you can immediately use to get way more people to want your stuff that will eventually buy. You'll have the first 5 client framework so that anyone can launch the new business, quit the job, launch the new product in whatever division you're in, and get the first customers on board. You'll have the Hormozi Media Content Playbook, which we have never shown publicly. Everyone tries to look from the outside in to figure out what we do and how we do it. This will show you step by step how we've scaled. The Cold Outreach Playbook, which literally saved Gym Launch at its hardest time and was able to scale a gym company during COVID, because that's how bulletproof it is once you get it right. The Paid Ads Playbook, which has been the source of my material wealth and is the fastest way to get new customers, even if you have no reputation. The Referral Playbook, which is actually the Silicon Valley hack at getting unlimited free customers by getting your customers to get you more customers. And then the Affiliate Playbook, which is where you lock arms with other businesses, you find partners, and you all charge forward together. And you get to benefit from their advertising. Total value, 10,279. So no matter which playbook you choose to use, you now have all the infinity stones. And if you wanted to use more than one, which I recommend, you might be wondering, how do I know which playbook to use in what order? Which is why I outlined the $0 to $100 million scaling roadmap. Think of it as the gauntlet that holds all the stones. It breaks down the 7 levels of scaling leads and advertising, which will show you exactly what playbook to use for your business right now. And rather than go into detail in each level, why don't I just show you what it looks like when you have them all? So instead of wiping out the universe, when you snap your fingers, you'll turn them all into leads. And so this is what it looks like at scale. Your media team scales tons of free content in all media types on many platforms. You regularly make offers to your warm audience to get more customers or affiliates. Your audience goodwill makes anything you launch immediately profitable. You have teams running and scaling profitable paid ads across multiple platforms. Your cold outreach teams get you more customers on autopilot. You have affiliate managers launching and integrating all new affiliates. You have recruiters and recruiting agencies bringing in more lead getters. Your product is so good that a third of your customers bring you more customers. Your executive team drives all this growth without you. And you have more engaged leads than you can possibly handle. And that last part is the most important. You have more engaged leads than you can possibly handle. In other words, a $100 million leads machine. So remember what I said earlier, a man with an experience is never at the mercy of a man with an opinion? The reason I know this is what it looks like is because I lived it. We crossed 10 million a month using the exact roadmap that I just outlined. My books and courses are my living documentation of that journey. Mind you, it took me a while to figure this stuff out. I was stuck for 3 years between 30 and 40 million a year until a mentor of mine told me why I was stuck. Then within 2 years, we crossed 10 million a month. So for me, this roadmap has cost me a decade and every mistake that I've made. And if you ignored everything else and simply got clarity on what you should be doing to grow, it would cover the cost of the entire investment, which is why I think it's fair to value it at $1,797. All right, so you're gonna get lead magnet mastery. You're gonna get the first 5 client framework. You're gonna get the Hormozi Media Content Method to build the brand you want. You're gonna get the cold outreach playbook so that you can get leads in any condition, in any environment. You're gonna get the paid ads playbook that you can crank with 0 reputation to get more customers. You're gonna have the referral playbook that can give you the virality in the business you want that can scale with the highest margins. And you're gonna get the affiliate playbook, which will allow you to partner with other businesses to get you more leads. And the $0 to $100 million scaling roadmap from someone who's actually been there. Total value, $1,276. This is all the stuff you're gonna get. Listen, these systems are more valuable than the masterminds that sell for $25,000, $50,000, even $100,000 from goobers who've never even done it. And it will give you hilariously more value than a $100,000 4-year degree. And you've seen this has produced $100 million in sales for me and my companies and a $46.2 million exit. In hard costs alone, this has cost me over $10 million to figure out what actually works. And if you were to pay me hourly to teach you one-on-one based on my hourly earnings over the last 5 years, it would cost you $2 million. So if I were to price this at what it's truly worth, I wouldn't have any issue asking you to invest 100 grand to get the entire system. And before I tell you the price, let me ask you a question. How much is double your lead flow worth? An extra $10,000 a year? An extra $50,000 a year? An extra $100,000 a year? An extra $1 million a year? Hold that number in your head. Really, think about it. What is that worth? If you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that it would happen, wouldn't it be worth at least that much? Because after $100 million offers, Nick tripled his cleaning business from 87 clients to 252 clients. And Bill took his pizzeria from 13,000 a week to 20,000 a week, adding 350,000 per year in sales. And Aaron went from struggling to make his online business work to netting 1.9 million in 8 months. And Nazri Kell went from 100,000 a year in a small market to 500,000 a year in a bigger market, an extra 400,000 a year. And Dylan was able to not 2x, 3x, but 5x his business. You can see in the bottom, he said, "You've made me more money than I can ever hope to return. Thanks for all you do." Bobby added 1.6 million to his income in 8 months. For all these guys, it would have been worth it at any price. And that's why $100 million lead system is a bargain at $12.76. But consider this. If all this did was give you enough money to quit your job like it did for me, or allow you to start your first business like it did for me, or save your business from closing like it did for me, or if all this did was triple your leads like it did for Xavier, or if all this was in 24 months, because that's how long I've been doing this, give you the skills to launch an event like this using only what's inside the system, wouldn't it be worth it? I think so too. Which is why it's an even bigger bargain at not $12,076, but $4,997. Because if every week all it does is get you one more customer, one more referral, one more affiliate, it'll pay for itself in months or even weeks. I mean, Ivan didn't even have to finish my last book to jumpstart his business. All right, and the best part is you only invest once, but you get to keep making money using the skills for the rest of your life, which is why skills are the best investment. Look, if I put my last $1,000 in the S&P 500 in 2017, which returns 9% a year, today I'd only have $2,183. But instead I invested my last $1,000 in the S&P 500, skills, and turned $1,000 into what we have now. So which would you rather have? $4,997 or your dream? Right, me too. Which is why this may be the best offer I've ever given at not $12,000, not $4,997, but $2,997. But because I want each and every one of you to 2x, 5x, 10x your lead flow and your business over the next 12 months, and I know how life-changing this system has been for me and my family, and I want this to be affordable for everyone, but still an investment, I'm not going to ask for $12,076, even though it'd be totally reasonable and a bargain. I'm not going to ask for $4,997. I'm not even going to ask for $2,997. I'm going to give you access to everything we talked about today for a single payment of a single payment of. It's free. I love you guys. Gotcha. Yes. It's 100% free. All right, it's all yours. That's my way of saying thank you for being a part of this movement. You guys stoked? You guys feeling it? You guys feeling it? You're like, what did he forget? Oh, wait, there's more. I see some shell-shocked faces. But wait, there's more. So on top of that, you'll also get the $100 Million Leads audiobook free. For everyone's like, Alex makes his money selling audiobooks. It's free. So you get both the $100 Million Lead system and $100 Million Leads audiobook 100% free. You'll find the system right next to the $100 Million Offers course on my site. You won't have to opt in. It's freely available for everyone in the public. And you'll get the audiobook. It'll be on my podcast after we're done today. All right, so both will be live immediately after we're done today. All right, now, oh no, we're not. We're just, believe it or not, we're just getting going. So now at the very beginning, I said I was going to help two types of people today. So I said, number one, for people who need to put their oxygen mask on and take care of themselves and their family, I promise you I will help you get closer to that today for free, period. So you're going to want to wait until the end because I'm going to deliver on that big time. And so do you feel like I kept my promise to group one? Great. So now for everybody else, this is for you. For those of you who are in a position to help me pay it forward, I'm going to show you how it's in your self-interest to help everyone else. Once you see that, you'll see we can accomplish both our missions together. So here's the deal. I wrote 19 drafts of $100 million leads. I actually found some of my older ones. So my very first version was lead generation and monetization structures, right? Wasn't a very good name. I found my V10 one hanging around. And what you guys will get is V19. And I had four full rewrites. It took me 6 hours a day for nearly 2 years to bring this to you guys in the cleanest, simplest, most digestible way. And every time I didn't want to rewrite something, to make it a little bit clearer, my editor would yell at me. He'd be like, there's a 17-year-old kid who's going to sleep with his book under his pillow to get out of a situation. You owe it to him. And that's what got me through this, you guys. I enjoy writing, but it's a hard process. But I stand here now confident that this is my best work to date. So it's with a lot of pride that I present to you the $100 million Leads Collector's Edition, hardback. But before I tell you where you can grab your copy, who here's life is made better by the content, the courses, and the books? Put a money bag in the chat. You can wave too. You can do both if you feel like, if you're feeling extra peppy today. You guys glad you showed up? You guys glad you showed up? Then you already know, if you drop the money bag or you're raising your hand and you've gotten value from the content, the books, the courses, then you already know how life-transforming skills can be. So help me share them. Give a book to 2 friends, and as a token of my appreciation, I will give you my hat. So let me tell you why this hat means so much to me. Because in the early days, whenever I started a business, the first thing I did was make a hat. It made the little idea I had in my head feel real, a bit of proof I could hold in my hands. And many times, it felt like the realest part of my dream. And today, this hat is a visual reminder of my commitment to our new mission, to make real business education accessible to everyone. And until today, there was only one way you could own this hat, and it was by working at acquisition.com. Which is why I wanted this to stay earned, not bought. And I never want to lose that. So if you believe what we believe, in giving first, in thinking long, in doing the work that others won't, in keeping your promise in a world that breaks them, in delaying gratification, in skills and education being the ultimate legacy, in being one of 0, then grab a 3-pack and give a book to 2 friends, change someone's life and pay it forward. And I'll give you my hat as a token of my appreciation from me. You can go to shop.acquisition.com, and to be clear, when you share these books, you will have earned this hat. You can go to shop.acquisition.com. So you can go to that link. You can grab yours now. You can share the books with coworkers and employees, your friend group, your clients for an upcoming event, for your birthday or holiday, or because the collector's editions will just be worth more than any other version of the book. Or because it's like the closest thing to a new Harry Potter release except for entrepreneurs. Or having the physical copy will just be a super status gift since there are going to be so few of them and they run out immediately. Or because you and your people want to read it at the same time, which is how Layla and I do things. And so all I do is I ask you to share them. So now that we've covered that, I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is, in 6 months, Mosey Nation grew from here to here. Now for the bad news. I had to order books here, but I didn't know we'd grow to here. So I only have 150,000 hardbacks and 30,000 hats on hand. And even though I'm limiting everyone to 100 books per order, we will definitely run out very fast. So just to put this in perspective, there are just under 200,000 of you here right now live, which is already way more than the amount of hats that I have. And we might have been okay, except on top of that, there's another 500,000 plus people watching this replay as soon as it finishes. So you've got 200,000 people live, another 500,000 are going to watch the replay, for a total of 500,000 plus people. And that might have been okay, but on top of that, there's another 1.5 million people planning to watch this on YouTube immediately after this is over. For context, this is only my YouTube subscribers, and we're going to be sharing it across all platforms. And this was the last video I posted, which already has 1.5 million views. This was just my last video. And so there's just under 200,000 of you live, 500,000 watching the replay, another 1.5 million who are going to be watching it on YouTube, for a total of 2 million people who are going to be watching this presentation. And that might have been okay. But on top of that, there's another 23,722 affiliates who are going to be sharing this presentation and this offer and these hats with 10 million people plus on their email lists the moment this wraps up. And so there's 200,000 of you live, 500,000 watching the replay, 1.5 million are going to be watching this on YouTube, and another 10 million are going to get this today, for a total of 12 million people who are going to be seeing this. And to be clear, that's how many hats I have, that's how many books we have, and this is how many people will see this. For perspective, this is what it looks like zoomed out. So, make sure you get your books for your homies now, like right now, shop.acquisition.com, because we will run out. So, here's how you get your books. Step 1, enter this URL in a new browser, or you can hit grab my books on the dashboard that you had coming into this event. So, grab my books will get you there, or you can go shop.acquisition.com. Step 1. Step 2, click the book pack you want. If you grab a 10-pack, you'll also get a hat, all right? Just FYI. So, grab the pack you want. Step 3, increase the quantity because you want to share them with your homies. You want to spread the message. You want to spread the good news. Step 4, click buy it now. Step 5, fill out your info. Step 6, select your shipping. Remember that books are heavy and governments require sales tax. You can take it up with your local government, all right? Just FYI. And for those of you who are international, I'm going to repeat this again later because it bears repeating. If you're international, these shipping rates are insane, all right? They're nuts. They're more than the cost of the book. It's like buying a book, an air ticket to fly over the ocean to go somewhere, all right? So blame travel. Don't blame me. Step 7, fill out your payment info and hit buy now or pay now. There we go. So, quick delivery expectations. We will ship these in the orders that we receive them, which means the earlier you put your order in, the faster you will get them. Books are heavy, so shipping costs money, as a reminder. After you guys finish the hardbacks, we will print the rest as paperbacks, which will take a few weeks. But buying right now today will still be the fastest way to get them because I want to make sure that everyone in Mosey Nation gets it. The digital stuff will come via email. All right, so for all you international folks, right now we're only shipping to US, UK, Canada, Australia, and 28 countries in the EU. And by the way, big pain in the butt to set up. Again, international shipping is expensive AF. They're usually more than the books. So I repeat this because I know people have questions and be typing in things. I repeat, digital stuff will all come via the email that you registered for this event. So don't check an email that you didn't register for this event for. So check the email you registered for this event for the digital stuff. Oh, y'all thought I was done. Wait, did you guys think I was done? Okay, I'm not done. One more thing. And by the way, we had to have a team of people coding all through everything to make sure that we could have 200, 300,000 people at the exact second hit a link. So if it takes a second, don't worry, it'll smooth out in the next 5 or 10 minutes, not a big deal. All right, so you can keep listening if you're reloading the page, not a big one. So, one more thing. I have one more promise to deliver on. What about the exclusive bonus for everyone who came here live? And believe me when I said it would be worth it. What are you guys going to get that everyone not here is going to regret not being here live for? Well, over the last 4 years, I've been carefully collecting notes from my last 2 books. $100 million leads. Oops, wrong side. Here we go. My magician's thing. $100 million leads and $100 million offers. I've been collecting notes from my last 2 years. And I spent countless hours curating them in a digestible way so you could see how much work went into some of these simple frameworks, like the value equation, like the offer headline formula. You see, those frameworks don't magically appear. I have to work really hard to turn them into frameworks that stand the test of time. For example, this was how many iterations it took me to come up with the table of contents. The table of contents for this book, $100 million offers. All right, so check this out. Version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, version 5, version 6, version 7, version 8, version 9. If you guys are getting bored, imagine drawing every one of these little things. Version 10, version 11, version 12, version 13, version 14, version 15, version 16, final. And again, those little drawings take some time. If you guys didn't know that, I'm the one who draws the pictures, by the way. I get asked that, yeah, I'm the one who draws all the pictures in the books. And so as an exclusive bonus for everyone here today, you're all going to get a copy of $100 Million Journal, absolutely free. $278 pages of frameworks, which includes all the drawings and iterations with videos explaining how each concept came to be. And you can see there, that was the first iteration of the value equation, for those of you who know what it is. So think of this as the behind-the-scenes look or the director's cut of creating the books and courses. All right, this will give you a much deeper understanding behind the concepts so you internalize them rather than memorizing them. The point is never to memorize, the point is to learn. And that's why I wanted to show you the process so that you could go through it with me and get to the same conclusion just faster. It'll be sent straight to your inbox after this is over. And this is very clear. Only for you guys here live today. No one else will get this. You guys decided to show up. You guys decided to take Saturday. For my Aussies, my New Zealanders who are up at 3 o'clock in the morning right now partying here because you guys wanted and believe me, it means the world to me. I actually can't even explain how much it means to me. It's unbelievable. This is just for you guys here today. And so here's all the free money-making stuff that you guys get just for being here today. Number 1, the $100 million lead system. Number 2, the $100 million leads audiobook. Number 3, the $100 million journal. All free, all yours. I told you guys that it'd be worth it to stay until the end, until my last breath. And so I have a question for you guys. Did I keep my promise to make real business education accessible for everyone? Let me know in the chat. Give me a yes or a thumb or a flame. Money bags work too. Good with money bags. Because I gave you everything I have. So, there's a limit of 100 per order. We have only 30,000 hats because I ordered them a long time ago. You go to shop.acquisition.com, get your collector's 3-pack, share it with a friend. Also, for those of you who are curious, about what my next book is. So you've got book one, $100 million offers. Book two, $100 million leads. For those of you who are curious what my next book is, it's already done. See you guys soon. Thank you.